episode of Elysium Nights on location.
Yeah.
We are on location. We're just driving back. We saw a beautiful mountain, and yeah, today's episode we have Jay Reaper joining us.
Reaper, super
And
cool guy.
we also kind of have a surprise for you guys since we're on location. So
Make sure you watch to the end.
make sure you watch till the end. Here's the episode.
Yeah. Just curious about who you are. Tell us.
So yeah, well, I'm a father. I have two children right now. I just had a newborn, 6 months now. So brand new father again. I've
That's
been
awesome.
making music for a little, yeah, they're fucking demons though. So, Um, I've been making music for like 20 years. I started off doing like metal slash like hardcore. So like I was kind of like more into like the metal scene growing up when I was like in high school and shit like that. And then I started playing bass for like a pop punk band like me and my ex-friend made. And then after a while, like I kind of just focused on like work and like just figuring out my life from there because like after everything that everything that happened, I was just like, I need to take a break from music. I gotta relax a little bit. So I took like, I want to say like 10-year like break. It was almost like a 10-year break before I did anything musical. And then like I got back together with my ex-friend and then like we started writing some beats and like some other shit and then some shit happened with him, which is why Going Ghost is now the song that it is because I wrote that song kind of about him. And then yeah, I've been loving making my own shit ever since and I don't know. I just like making music for the therapy of it essentially. Like it's my own therapy. Like growing up I never really got to have therapy or really had someone there to really like talk to like get through all that shit. Like it was growing up like in a Spanish household and like my dad being who he is, typical white far right, you know, white bald dude, like like super, racist stuff like in the house. Like even my mom, who's from Mexico, like hating on her own people. I'm like, bro, like what what the fuck are you doing? So like never really had an outlet to like explain how I feel. So like now I get that chance to actually like think about all the shit that I've been through and it's easier to write now, but like I really wish I was doing this back in the day because like I needed it more then. But now I get to write music for others that feel like this. So
Yeah,
it feels good.
exactly. It's a good feeling. Like has anyone ever told you how much your music has like impacted them?
Not impacted. Like I think like I hear it all the time, like from friends and like people that like I meet like through threads and like, oh my God, your song is so good and like, oh, it means a lot to me. And it's like I don't know like how much I can take with that. I always take things with a grain of salt because like I'm not trying to be like, I don't believe you, but also like that's been a very common thing for like people because like if you don't notice, like sometimes if people want something from you, they're gonna gas you up first. And then they're gonna be like, yo, can I get a feature? And it's like,
Mhm.
did you actually like me or did you just want my feature? Like, come on. So there's been a couple, but like I've been getting so many messages on IG like, oh my God, your song is so awesome. And then it turns out to be a scam. And then I'm like, I don't want anyone messaging me no more.
Oh my
Like, just
Yeah.
tag me in a post, please. Like, fuck. Like, so many scammers. Like, I can't.
Yeah, no, I hate those too. I get those all the time.
You know what? That brings up a fun point. We wanted to ask you, how do you feel about people dropping links on threads?
I don't. So I don't mind it when it's called for or if it's like kind of viable. Like I don't mind. Like I'll probably like eventually drop a link randomly on someone's post if it's like, oh my God, like I'm feeling this type of way. Oh, well, you know what? I got the perfect fucking song for you, homie. Like, here you go. Like that's kind of acceptable. But again, it really depends on posts. Don't if I'm shouting someone else out, don't fucking come post a fucking link. that pissed me off so much. Oh my God. Like calm down. Like if you really wanted to be part of like the people that I actually like love and care about and promote, do it the right way. Fucking get to know me, love me, and I love you. Like it's a mutual thing for me. Like
Period.
don't
Period.
don't guys, just don't post your shit. Like for advice for everyone out there, don't just go randomly posting your shit everywhere. Like that shit does not work.
Yeah, there's got to be a time and a place. Like
Always.
if there's a post that asks for links, or like if there's a
And
post
even
that's
those
like,
I'm sketchy about.
yeah, it's like, yeah, there's some that are like really sketchy though.
You can tell
Yeah.
you can
Like
tell
you
the
can
ones
tell
that
who
are
like,
just like engagement bait. Yeah.
yeah. But there's
Yeah,
gotta
because
there's like a
like
time and place for
there's
that.
so many fucking like I want to listen to new music and it's like the same fucking thing over and over and over. I'm like,
Mhm.
these are the people I don't trust and I don't want to give my music to because God forbid they're just a bot, right? Like I'm screwed at that point, but like that's why I'm like very cautious because I did not get botted until I started posting my links everywhere on Threads.
Mm.
I got hit by waiver. I don't know how, but it was right after I posted a link to one of those like engagement bait ones where it's like, I want to listen to music. I want to listen to music. Submit your links, blah, 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 blah. And then I got hit. Ever since then, I don't post my links to those people. I'm like, no, I'm sorry. If you like my music, come find me.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, and listen, I do like your music. You are
Oh, thank
you your sound, you have such a unique like Peep mixed with Juice World sound. Like
Thank
that's
you.
that's the way that's immediately what I heard.
Thank
What
you. I
what do you think your
appreciate it.
favorite project you've put out is?
Oh God, I love all my songs personally. Like I know that's a cop out answer, but if I have to pinpoint a song, it's System Era right now. There are some more songs coming out, and I'm like, I'm teetering of my like top three right now, but System Era is my favorite right now.
It's such a good song.
So good.
Like I
If
immediately
I had
thought like
to
Juice World.
suggest
I
another
heard it
one, Going Ghost is number two.
Going Ghost.
going go.
I love yeah, Going Ghost is the second one, but yeah, like Juice is I envy Juice World in a way because of like just how he was able to just come up with shit on the spot, just one take. And I'm
Mhm.
like, I want to do that, but I'm not there yet. So I was like, little by little, we keep going.
Yeah.
But emulate, do not imitate. That was like the biggest thing that my vocal producer told me. And ever since then, that's kind of how I've been able to develop the sound. Because I was like, I was doing a lot of imitation and I wasn't really like, okay, like this is my voice. I like what they do. How do I make it fit my personality? So like that's kind of where we're at now in the process is like we found like what I need to do on the songs. Now it's just kind of the mix that we have to work on. So
Mhm.
it's been a process. It's a process.
Yeah. So like what things kind of give you inspiration like for writing songs? Like say you're on like just a walk and stuff, like what things will give you inspiration? Like what do you like to write about?
Oh, I go deep. So like I said, I've never had that outlet to like talk to people. I never had that therapy. Like I never was able to go to therapy. I still don't go to therapy, even though I probably should. I don't because of the way I was raised. It was more like pull yourself up by the bootstraps because you're a boy. You are not supposed to cry. Like you should not have emotions. Like all the
Yup.
typical stuff that the 90s kids went through and that we're trying to break. So I I go way deep down. Like if I had to count how many bottles are deep down, there's probably like 100 bottles there. So like I have to go deep to write, and sometimes that requires me to like go into a dark place. So I don't do things. It also depends on like the song, because if it's a happy sounding song, I'll do like a walk or like I'll like drive around or I'll blast it with the windows down and I'll sing my heart out, like stuff like that. Or I'll sit outside, smoke a blunt, and like put the earphones in and fucking blare out to the neighbors. Like, who gives a shit? I don't care. Like, they don't know me. Like, whatever. But the dark stuff, like the real deep stuff, like System Error, like I had to go pretty deep Like sometimes I have to like disconnect from social media like entirely. I disassociate a lot from like people in general when I get like super deep into like into a song, especially if it's super deep like meaning. And then like I come out fine. It's just like I have to be alone because like I have to process that myself. Because I'm not talking to anybody about it because I don't want to burden people because that's how I've always felt. I've always felt like I'm a burden to someone if I put my problems on them. So like for me, this is a way to just like, hey, I understand what it's like. So let me write a song because there's someone out there that has to feel like this. I can't be the only one. So I understand what it's like to not have an outlet to be able to have a release. And that's pretty much why I write music now, is so like I can like process things mentally. I've been like a lot better than I was like 10 years ago. So like my music that I've started writing, like this has helped me like grow as a person. So it's more or less digging deep inside than like doing stuff. Like I have to like go deep. There's a lot of stuff that's just hidden away that I'm not ready to touch yet. So when we get there, we'll get there. But yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome that you use music as like your outlet because I'm the same way. Like literally, whenever I go through shit, I just start writing.
Same.
Oh,
I mean, it's the best
100%.
way to get any sort of art that's pure and genuine, is to just
That's
tap into those emotions. And you do
yeah,
it really
that's
well.
thank you. But no, that's those are the artists, especially like when I go to find new artists, like actual independent artists who are like just starting out. Like when I say brand new, like I mean anything below like 50, 100,000 listeners on Spotify. I still consider them like brand new. Um, Obviously like Spotify's like not a good metric to like judge someone's music, but usually if they're anywhere between that range, I'm like, okay, they're new. Like they're just starting, like they're evolving their sound. I like hearing the evolution as it goes versus like finding an artist and then going through their entire discography. Like I don't mind doing it. It's just I rather be there for the evolution, if that makes sense. Like I rather see the growth than like witness like see it afterwards. Like so for me, when I go find a new artist, I'm looking for that emotion. Like I'm looking for the realness. Like if and I hate like I'm not saying like I don't like pop songs. Like I love me some Lady Gaga. I love me a good Kesha song. Like I love me a good pop song, but it again, I there's just certain genres and certain music that it's just like there's only one or maybe two songs in the genre that I could listen to and be like, okay, cool. Other than that, though, it takes a lot for me to get into certain like artists because like I can tell when an artist is just not being real or they're just trying to fit in to the genre, which is a big reason why I hate MGK. I'm sorry if you guys like MGK. I'm not a fan of MGK just for the way his everything has worked out for him and everything he's done. It's just appropriating genres, and I just don't like it. Like it's stupid. Like you should have started off doing emo rap first of all. Like I'm sorry. Like if you were gonna do rap, just keep it rap. Like you shouldn't have gone emo. Like and he tried to say emo rap, and it's not emo rap. It was just pop punk. It wasn't rap at
Yeah.
all. It was just pop punk. So like it was a total genre switch, and I didn't appreciate that. So yeah, but I can tell when an artist is being authentic or not in their music, and whether it's just like a mix that I don't like, or if it's just like you as an artist I don't like. So I'm not very picky, but I'm very selective of who I'm like backing 100%, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like
Yeah.
there's
And
people, yeah,
I think I saw you talking about that the other day on Threads. The that if the mix is your only problem, that's a good thing. But a mix
yeah,
can't save a bad take.
no, 100%. And this is what I tell almost every new artist or like the people that I work with at my job. Like some of their kids work there, and like some of them want to do music. And the biggest thing that I tell them is it doesn't matter what the end result is if you don't get that first take right. No amount of reverb, delay, auto tune, fucking pitch correction. I don't care what you do to that song. It does not matter. If you don't get the take good enough, the song is a wash for me, at least. Like
100%.
if the mix is the only thing that sucks and you're on time and everything is correct, I'll come back to me if you get a better mix and I'll probably listen to it 100 times. Like easy peasy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know what? I had a question for you actually. How do you know Hyperbeam?
Oh, so funny story is I had a thread post one day and I was talking, it was like a playlist of like basically everyone I consider like in my crew at that time, right? Like because there's no crews anymore, like there's no collectives because everyone is far away. No one's gonna get together and be in a trap house and make music. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that era is done.
Unless you're us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't care, but I have kids, so I can't do that.
Yeah.
But God, he posted a link to his music, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry, buddy. Like, this is just like me like promoting like my people. Like, but I'm gonna take a listen because like at the time I still wasn't pissed off enough, like to the point where I am now. And I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna take a listen. And like I said, I grew up on pop punk. I grew up on emo. I love rap. I love hip hop. And he just had the blend. And I was just like, this is a homie for life. And I
Yeah.
don't, how the turntables turn?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't
How
know
the
if I should
turntables.
leak this, but there's a remix coming out and I'm on it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So for the listeners that don't know, Hyperbeam lives out here in Oregon, and I've known Hyperbeam for probably about 2 years now, and he's DJ'd like two or three of the shows that I've done out here too. He's a good friend of mine. He's actually going to shoot a music video for me this
Oh hell
summer.
yeah.
Him
Actually,
and Jimbo. So
funny.
yeah, shout out Hyperbeam and Jimbo. That's
Hell yeah,
crazy.
shout out Hyperbeam. Fuck
Because
yeah.
I
Oh,
I
funny
saw you
story
guys
about that.
I saw you guys interacting, and I was like, wait, is this my
Yeah.
Hyperbeam? And sure
Yeah.
is. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's the
we were
man.
actually in the talks. I'm planning because like apparently all my friends on Threads and all the artists that I know are out west, and I'm like, yo, Hyper, like my first show in like 10 years. I was like, if I don't do something in Chicago soon, like this year, I was like, if I can make it out, like I think he's doing something in July. I told him like I'll try and make that. Like if I can make it out, like I'll make it out. But obviously like plane tickets and like
If
shit
you
like that. So like
Yeah,
I got shit to plan. But
if you make it out, let me know, man.
there are talks about me. Oh, there's talks about me coming out to Oregon like sometime next year to put on like the emo show of the century out there.
Oh
Oh
shit.
yeah.
Oh shit. Hey, we got
Hell yeah.
venues.
Oh, Hyperbeam was talking about fucking backyard and shit. I was like, hell yeah, I'd rather do a backyard than a venue. Fuck that.
There you go. Hell yeah.
I love backyard shows. Oh, I miss backyard shows so
Same.
much.
Same. They're so fun.
Like, Maddie, how long have you lived in Chicago?
I mean, I was pretty much born there. I just went to college in Kansas, but other than that, like I'm from there.
Do you I don't know if you were you like in the metalcore like hardcore scene around
No.
Chicago at all? I was gonna say there's we used to do what's called like hardcore fever, and it was basically we had shows. There was two spots. One was in the basement of a taqueria, on like 26th Street and like Kedzie, something like that. And then the other spot was a block away from the jail.
Oh wow.
So yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
yeah, so like I miss those shows so fucking much. Oh, those are the greatest. I miss those shows. So I told Hyperbeam, I was like, if that's the case, my first show, I want it to be a backyard show because there's no other fucking way I want to do it. No fucking other way.
Hell
And
yeah.
I told him it's gotta be all Threads artists, or at least artists that like we all like fuck with, because no outside, no outside. This is gonna be pure friendship festival.
Yes.
Friendship Fest. I like
Friendship
it.
fest.
I
Hell
like
yeah.
it. Hell yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, we're excited to have you out here if you end up out here. I'm all over this
I
Oregon scene.
mean,
So
shit, I
like,
made it out here.
yeah,
Well, shit.
exactly.
If I knew how to like, that's the other reason when I want to kind of go out to Hyperbeam first, so he can kind of show me like how to set up and like how to actually like do it, because like I'm gonna buy the stuff, so like that way if I do end up playing shows out here, I have the equipment and I already know what to do. Because that's my issue is like, yeah, they could just play my music Bluetooth, whatever through the speakers, and I can just have the mic. But I want to have like the auto tune, like I want to make it like legit. Like I want to be able to like cut the shit out and like put the shit back. You kind of like how the DJ does it, basically how Hyperbeam would do it. I'm
Yeah.
assuming. But I want to learn that shit so that way like I can do it out here, and that way like if like say Maddie's still out here, like we can put on shows out here, and then you guys can come out here, and like that way it's like
Mhm.
it is a collective. Like I am part of like the imaginary friends. So I'm trying to like branch out and like obviously like meet other people, so that way like I can help other people out, other artists out too, because the biggest thing that I've struggled with growing up as an artist, no one there to help you. You had to do it all on your own. And
Too
that's the
real.
sucky part about music. And I don't like that for anybody. Music, getting into the entry level to getting into music is still easy right now as far as recording, but actually playing shows and like the next steps, that is still a very high level concept, and not a lot of people understand how to get there. Like for me, it was easier to book shows in a band than it is as a solo artist, because I'm a solo artist. Like I don't have 5 other people I can count on to sell tickets and promote. It's just me. So that's where I'm at with that. Like, oh, like I hate the gatekeepiness too. That shit don't fly with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for real. It honestly, it took me like 3 years of making music to finally figure out how to do it for the same reason, because nobody there's no there wasn't a veteran like
Mm-hmm.
yourself who wants to help out the younger artists, and
Yeah.
that's kind of the whole point of this show, that we want to have a platform for these artists that like can't get anywhere else,
Mhm.
because you got to pay to be on, or you gotta
Yeah. Oh my
like a million
God.
posts
Oh,
and then send it to your grandma, like,
fucking Rick Ross.
yeah.
fucking Fat Joe's crew coming at telling me Fat Joe wants to fucking sign me. Oh God.
Yeah.
Like, oh God. Like, and like the funny thing, not the funny thing, the sad thing is there are artists that will fall for that. And like I want to
Yeah.
feel bad, but also it's like, how can I feel bad but about something that seems so obvious though? Like,
Yeah. I mean, you
and
have to
that's where
have
I'm like,
common sense,
that's why on threads
especially in music.
I'm very cutthroat when people are like submitting their links. If I think someone is like a total bot, I'm throwing that Pikachu meme right up. Like, it's done. You're over, dude. Like I forgot who the one dude was. Sound Hunt List or whatever his name was. We got him off of threads.
Man, yeah. No, I love your message. I think it's really cool that you want to be that person for younger artists. What would you say
Yeah, like
your sorry, go
go
ahead.
yeah, no, I was just about to say, like, I feel like I'm not like past my prime, but I feel like the 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 want to be famous essentially, because essentially that's, I'm assuming everyone that's gonna do music, like starting off, like I'm assuming that's their end goal, is to be like the next Lady Gaga. You know what I'm saying? Like the next fucking Prince, essentially. Like that's the end goal if you're making music in my eyes, right? Like if you're trying to be a serious artist, like if you're trying to make it, like that should be your end goal, is to be that level. But I mean, like I'm kind of past that point. I don't really give a shit. So like, who am I to stop someone else from being the next Juice World? You know what I'm saying? And like, we need more artists now than ever, especially because of AI. Like AI is going to come in hot with these tracks, and there's not going to be a lot of authenticity with them. But if there's not a lot of authenticity out there, more and more people are going to want to just listen to the AI music. And that's going to kill the music industry in a whole. Like, and if we want to be able to combat that kind of stuff, we need veteran artists to be like, yo, like I may not get to that level, but these are artists that you have to listen to because they have the opportunities, they have the drive, and they're still, I don't want to say young enough, but they're still at that age where they could probably make this a full-time career, go tour full time. Like I thought about it, like I would love to tour full time, but that would kill my heart not to see my kids and wife and my family like 3 months like in a row. Like I don't think I could do that. So like for me, it's all about like making sure that these newer artists have at least someone to hop on their back and be like, I got you. Like if I have any kind of pull anywhere, like I'm pushing y'all up because God knows when I'm gonna be gone. Like I made it past the 21 club, but like who's to say I don't make it past like the 50 club? You know what I'm saying? Like anything can happen at any time in the world. And like you have to push people to their limits. Otherwise, we don't have the glass breaking at all. And then we're stuck in just a world of just the same music. And
Yeah,
I don't
and
want
we
to see
need
that. I
authenticity
want
more
music
than
to evolve
ever.
forever.
For real.
We need authenticity more than ever. And that's why, like, part of why we did this show is because we need to find authentic artists. Like, we need to showcase
Mm-hmm.
them and showcase that there's so much good music out there. There's so
I
much
think you
that
cut
needs,
off.
I just think that's like the biggest thing that independent artists need to succeed is authenticity. So it's really cool that you're really
Yes.
touching on that.
Like the thing is like with authenticity, like it can be anything, right? Like as long as what you're saying, you feel it and you've lived it, that to me is enough to get the message across when you're trying to write your music. So that's my other biggest advice is one, believe what you are talking about. And if you can't believe what you're talking about, then you need to actually start doing what you're saying. Otherwise, you're just being fake and people aren't going to listen to you. Like it just is what it is.
100%. You know, and that brings up another question of mine. What would you say your message as an artist is? What are you trying to get out there to the people?
It's okay to be sad. Like I personally, I know it hurts a lot, especially like when traumatic things happen, but people need to understand that it's okay to feel sad. It's okay to be hurt and be in your feels once in a while. Like my biggest message is you should not withhold your emotions. You should be able to let your emotions explode and be able to ex you know explain why you feel the way you feel. And that's my biggest message, and that's what I want to get away with my music is I want to be the voice for people that maybe they're not strong enough or loud enough to talk about it yet, to the point where they feel like, hey, I feel this, and now I feel like I can talk. Right. I don't want people to feel alone. I don't want people to feel like it's so hard that they can't get through it. It sucks, but you can get through it. It just takes a lot of work. And that's my message with my music is it sucks in the beginning, but in the end, sometimes things work out. And if it doesn't, we just keep going because that's all we can do in this day.
I love that.
Yeah, that's a great message because it really is true. Like just making music, it really gives a voice to those people that aren't, aren't ready to share those emotions yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like
A
it's
hundred
cool because a
percent.
lot of music has done that for me.
Oh yeah.
100. Yeah. Like
Same here.
I
I
am.
I tell my parents all the time, like it's the best way I can describe how I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Like in any situation, I am going to be able to get way deeper with a song than I ever could just talking to somebody.
Mm-hmm. Yep. 100%. Like again, like that's why like the authenticity has to be real because people want to hear that emotion in that song. Like if you can't make people feel what that song is supposed to make them feel, you're not then it's not authentic in my eyes. Like you have to be able to make people understand the emotion and the feeling. That way they can connect to it. That's the biggest thing, is connection, right? Like, you have to connect with the music you're listening to. And the biggest way to do that is to be authentic, because someone out there in the world, and like, I don't want to say everyone like isn't unique in their own way, but someone in the world feels like you at some point in their life. So if there's at least one other person out there, someone knows what you're understanding, and they're gonna love you as an artist. 100%. That's why I
Yes,
like Hyperbeam.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow, that was beautiful. You are on. This is why we wanted somebody like you on, because you're preaching the message exactly
Mhm.
Whenever I smoke, I like to get preachy sometimes, so I'm sorry.
you're not, no,
No,
not
it's
preaching in a bad way, in like the best way possible.
yeah.
Like, you're saying nothing but
I like
truth.
getting I like getting philosophical when I'm doing some illicit stuff.
So, if you could send the listeners to go listen to 3 of your songs right after this pod, which 3 would it be?
Ooh, let me pull up my Spotify real quick, because that's a toughie for me. Um,
If to capture the sound of Jay Reaper, for somebody that is only listening to this podcast and just heard everything you said and wants to check you out, where do they
all
start?
right, all right. I would say, if we're just sticking with like the sound that I'm going for right now, we're gonna say System Error for sure, Going Ghost, and Growing Pains. Those are the 3 that I feel like encompass me as not only a person but as an artist. And like, those are probably my deepest songs that I have in my like catalog, and like, those really showcase my emotion pretty much what I think perfectly. So those are the 3 that I would pick. If you wanted to like start from like from what I would consider the very beginning of like where I started to grow, you probably want to start with Lullabies for the Pain and then just go from there. But those, System Error, Growing Pains, and Going Ghost, those 3 for sure.
All right. Awesome. Yeah, we'll tag those songs in the description. So if you want to check out Jay Reaper's music, you can go ahead and do that right after this pod.
Hell
Hell
yeah.
yeah. Well,
Lovely.
Jay Reaper, we really thank you
Thank you, for real.
for having this conversation. It was awesome.
Oh, of course.
Like,
I
really,
I had fun. I really had fun.
And we'd like to have you on again. Like, if you have any projects coming up that you want to promote, if you have any shows, anything, just let us know. We'd love to
Oh,
have you on.
oh, 100%. I actually have a song coming out with and obviously you guys can edit this part out because this is the end. But I have a song coming out with Thunder Kid. That's gonna be fun. And then I'm working on an EP, and then Patrick Hardy might be on one of them. So that's gonna be fun. And that EP is kind of like pop punk with like emo, like hip hop incorporated into it. So like, it's very different, but like, I felt someone needed to do what MGK did some justice. So that's what I'm kind of doing. It's kind of a slap in the face, but like,
There we go.
someone has to do it correctly.
We're shooting
Come on,
shots at
let's be
MGK. I like it.
But yeah, I got a couple stuff coming out. But yeah, if you guys ever just want me to come hang out, listen to music, whatever, like, hey, that's chill too. I'm always down for that too. I don't mind
Hell
coming
yeah.
in,
awesome.
not judging, but critiquing some songs. Like, I don't do it for like, obviously, like the artists that I know, like who, like you guys, I will never like critique. I will never give a critique because we're just homies for life, and I'm gonna obviously listen to y'all forever. So there's no need. But if you want to do a day where it's like a veteran artist comes in and actually critiques music, like, you guys can always hit me up for that. I'm always down for that.
That'd be
That'd
awesome.
be awesome because we are like literally
Write that down.
we're gonna be like doing that right after we get off this call with you. Like, my best friend is here and we're gonna film another episode of like
Oh,
reacting to
hell yeah.
songs. So
Hell yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, anytime y'all are free, if I'm free, just let me know. If I can hop
yeah,
on, I'll hop on. If not, then whatever. But yeah, no, I'm always down to like critique and stuff like that. I try and keep it light. I don't like to discourage artists per se. Like, I don't like
yeah,
the
neither do
discouraging
we.
Same
critiques.
here.
But I
Yeah.
also feel like but sometimes I do feel like some artists really do need to hear that sometimes. Like, there's some reviews that I've gotten from like like people that like I've considered friends, and I'm like, okay, I don't take it to heart, but like I see what they're saying. Like I've learned to like not take that critique so hard anymore, but like I understand like why people don't like those kind of critiques, but some artists really do need to like hear it sometimes. But again, I'll never do that unless it's warranted, which I did it once. Someone posted a link and I was just like, bro, this shit is trash. Hell fucking no. Like, nah. Like this is not it. But that's only if it's unwarranted and you really piss me off. Otherwise, I'm not going to discourage people. I think people should
Yeah,
just make art and make music for the love of it and see where it goes from there.
absolutely.
100%. Well, yeah, we appreciate you coming on. Thank you. We're definitely gonna have you on again. Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Reaper.
Oh, for sure.
Jay Reaper.
Adios,
Sweet.
homies.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
where life is easier for mankind. No snow is there, nor heavy storm, nor ever rain, but ever does the ocean send up blasts of the shrill blowing west wind, that they may give cooling to humanity.